Hi, as we can see, today we are working with function without argument without return, function with argument without return, function with argument with return, function without argument with return. It seems to be, same, but if you can just see everywhere there is some difference. Okay, and these are the four things which are called as categories of when you categorize, or you can say types of functions. So you say categories, whatever the spelling will be, so categories of function, so you can call them like that. How the functions will be in general: it will be without argument, it can be with argument, it can be with return, it can be without return, and we will see how it is going to implement in C programming, and in the similar way it is implemented in other programmings also. Okay, so let me quickly start. We had already worked with the functions, so we just go with the first category, that is function without argument. So for example, if I'm making a function here, display, and I'm just making it, we have already worked with the function. You can watch that video to clear the concept of what function actually is. So when I'm making a function display, that means I'm calling it here. This is a thing which is called as calling. So I'm calling it, so I need to make the definition part of it also. So I need to make a data type before it, that is void, nothing to return and all. So we say display here again with the parenthesis, with the opening, whatever I want to, I can go with. So for example, I want to print a message, hello, I am without argument, or sometimes we say argument, sometimes we say it's a parameter, sometimes we say it's a value. It's the same thing, so you have to always remember of that. Okay, so this is a function definition, this is a function call, but you can see in the printf itself is a function, but we are putting some parameter inside to display something. But in case of display function, I have not put anything. So if I just try to run the code, I'll get the output, but the thing is I will get the particular output, that is your okay. So it is saying something, so we will see where we have done the wrong thing. So if display is opening, I have done right here. Yes, definitely we have to put a semicolon here. That's it. In C program, it is mandatory to put the semicolon every time at the end of the statement, so we know that. So this is my output now, hello, I am without argument and all. So whatever you can put. Now this type of function declaration or definition is called as function without argument and without return. So that means in this case I'm not returning something because I have put void here, also here void. Sometimes in programming you can see return 0 here, so that means you are returning something. So in this case I'm not returning anything, I'm not putting any return statement. So for a beginner, just keep in mind that I'm not putting any return statement here. That means there is a keyword return, so I am not putting anything. I am just saying void here, that means nothing to return, just printf statement is here, and no argument is passed in this parenthesis. So this type of category is called as function without argument and without return. Now if we want this type of function, but the second one, so this is done. That means when we say without any argument passing and without return statement. Next is function with argument. That means I need to pass some values. So for example, I want to add the values, or I want to pass a variable, and I just want to print here, right? So what I do here, I just pass the value. So for example, a is a value which I am passing, so I need to declare that a variable here. So I say a, I can use a scanf, I can use the initialize method, that is my choice. So I'm saying a is 9 and I'm passing that value from this function to a. Now if I just try to run the code this time, and if I just try to be smart, and I say, oh, I want to run it, but it will not display anything, it will display by general this. right? In some compiler it will prompt you an error. In Visual Studio Code it is not giving you an error, but in some like Dev C++ or Turbo C++ it will give you an error because this is with argument and this is without argument. Now you want to go with the with argument, so you need to put the data type which you have mentioned in below. So data type should be exactly same. The variable name A, it can be A, it can be V, it can be P, it can be anything here, that is your choice. It can be N, that is any, just data type should be same so that it is easily understand by the compiler that this is a 4-byte and this is also a 4-byte. Now you want to print that value also. Now this time we are not going to print this thing. We will say value is, oh, I'm making a mistake. Value is %d, we know that, and with the comma we say N. This type of variable declaration where we can put the different name and all, this is called as formal parameter. They can ask you in an interview what is formal parameter. The parameters which are at the time of definition, they are called as formal parameter, and the parameter which are here, they are called as actual parameter. So sometimes in an interview they can ask you what is the difference between formal and actual. Actual means when you are passing the variables from the main or where you are calling the function, and formal means where you are defining the function. So this thing you have to always and always remember. If I just try to run the code and I just see whether I'm getting the output which I have passed through, yes, I am getting. So in this way you can make any program, any looping concept, any array concept, any structure concept inside the function. You need to declare it here and you need to pass it here. So this is the thing which you have to always and always remember of. So when you are passing something, you need to pass it here, and then exactly if the two numbers are there. So for example, if I am passing two variables, it can be string, it can be, so you need to pass the exact data type there also. So I'll just go with that. I say B is 7 here. So I can't put it N comma B here. If I say or N comma M or N comma whatever you want to go with the name, you can go. If I run to, if I make an effort run it, so it will see, it will give you an error. It will say you are passing something different which I am not able to recognize. So what I need to do, I need to put data type here again, and then the variable can be M, then the variable, the name can be different. That's the reason we are saying they are the formal parameters. Okay, so they are the some, you can say some copy of the actual parameters. So when I just try to run this code, I get the exact output I want, but I have just print N. If you want to add it with M, that is your choice. If you want to display both the things, that is your choice. So if I want add with the M, if I say run, so 9 plus 7, I should get the exact value which is 9 plus 7, that is 16. So in this way, functions are with the argument. So I am passing, with means I am passing some variables, arguments, parameters or values to the function, and I'm not having any return statement here, return. That means I'm not passing some value back to the function, I'm just printing it here. So this type of category is called as function with argument but without return. So I think it is now understand by us that okay, this is the category when we are passing some values from this and I am getting the value back with the help of printf. You can do all the logic which you have done earlier. You can pass a counter, you can use the looping concept, you can use the if else, whatever you have to do, you have to do it in the inside the function, but you need to pass some values. Okay, when this type of concept is there in developing, so for example, I am a team leader, I have a team and I will pass some values to the project and they will just calculate it themselves. So then this type of concept is used. Now I want, the team should not print themselves on their project, they should return the value to me because I am a team leader and I need to post it somewhere. So what I do here in this concept, I need to use the concept of return. So return means the with argument concept will be the same, with argument, but we need to use a return. That means instead of this, what I do, I can put any variable s is 0, or I can use it as it is, and I say s is equals to n plus m. If I take this example, what I do, I'm not printing here now, I'm saying return s. So this return will return the value back to where the calling is, back to call. Where the calling is here. That means now this display function is replaced by the value that will be 16. This is the main funda you have to remember of. So I'll again put it here. So this whole function is called and then it is returned back. But there is one twist in this program. There is one wrong in this program. I'll just run it. I'll just see the error and then we will try to. So every time do it with the error. See what it is saying. First it is saying that return with a value. If you are returning something, that means you are doing return statement. But you are contradicting the statement that void is here, that nothing to return. So you need to put the data type, which data type you are returning. So if you are returning an integer value, you will say integer data type. If you are returning a float value, you will say float. If you are returning a character value, so you need to put char here. So in my case, I need to put int. That's it. That's the main, single change which I have done. And see, now my output will be there. But see, output is not there. I have returned the statement, but it is replaced by this. But whenever in this console we have to print something in C programming, we need to print it with the help of printf statement. That means we need to display it with the help of printf statement. So what I do, I can do %d here, or I can put the values also. Value is %d, little bit confusing, but yes, I know you will get it. So replacement is this, but you need to say it on console. So on console we can use the printf. Without printf we can't, because it is returning the value, it is holding it, but it is not printing on the screen. So printing will be on with the help of your printf statement. Now if I just try to run the code, I think I should get the result now, but something is missing. We will see what it is saying. It is not a problem. We will just delete the terminal and we will retry it. Sometimes happen like that when you do the things. So okay, so it is saying some error is there in case of printf, maybe the spell error or something is there. So printf, okay, value is %d, that's fine, display opening parenthesis and closing parenthesis. If it is saying like this, so this is a one thing which you can do with this way. But if this way is not proper, but this way is also a good thing. But if it is not working, so what we will do, first we will do that and then we will go with the printf statement again, because this way it should print. So what I do, I take one more variable here. I say p is a variable equals to 0, and now I reassign p is equals to here. So just what I do here, I say printf and I say value is %d, the comma variable and the p with the semicolon and run this program. When you execute this program, now I should get exact output what I want. So if I am getting, yes, I am getting the value 16. But what I was expecting with the earlier method also. So I just try to go with that also. Again, this is one thing. You will take an extra variable and you will pass that function. Whatever I am getting inside this function, I am passing that value from right hand side to left hand side, and then I am printing that variable. That's the main thing. This is the one method to do it. Another method for the, you can say this is for the beginner level, but if you want, it should be print in a one line. So it should print like that, printf, then I say %d is a variable for that, that is a format specifier, sorry. and then we will say display is a function, display, and we pass the values A and B. That's it. We are calling the values and we are passing. Okay, one thing which we are missing, because we need to put a semicolon here also, and we need to put the semicolon here also, because this is a calling. Earlier I think I have not put the semicolon. I'll just try to go with that also, and we will see why it's not giving. Oh, I just delete this and I just try to run the code. So it is giving some ID error, but this is not like that, because it should give you the what has no data types and all. Why? Display, yes, I am passing the values. Okay, if I just go with the semicolon here, but it should not work like that, because display I am calling it. Yes, exactly, it is giving. I think I have done the wrong thing earlier, but if you put a semicolon here, I'm calling it, it should run it like that also. But if it is not, no issues. So if I say Control Z here, and if I just go with the earlier one, whatever we have done earlier, like here, so here was the same thing. So printf %, that time it was not running. So sometimes compiler do the same things again and again, so don't worry. So you have to remember these are, see, now it is working. At that time it was not working, but the syntax was right. Okay, so display like this. So these are the two methods by which you can access the value of return statement. So this thing you have to, for the case of C language particularly, return statement will return a single value at a time. So this thing you have to always and always remember, a single value at a time. Whenever you are calculating something like factorial of a number, okay, so you are displaying even or odd, so that time you can use the return statement. You can return the value whatever you have calculated, and it will return exactly the value where the function call is, and then you are printing it with the help of format specifier. Done. So this is the third category, that is function with the argument and with the return. So done from our side. Okay, now the last one. What is the last category? What is the last classification? That is without argument and with return. That means you are not passing anything, but you are returning. So what we will be? So we will just delete this first. That means it is a without argument. Okay, now what we will do? We will delete this again. Okay, this is the same thing. Now what we will do? We will just cut it from this, and that's it. We will just paste it here and just change the variable n and m, because now the actual and former parameters are not there. So we will say yes. So that means we are doing exactly the first category, but here we are not putting printf. Here we are returning some value. If I just try to run the code this time and I say whether you are working, yes, it is working the same way it is working earlier. But this type of category we are not generally using, because if we are not passing anything, so we are not returning anything. So, but this is a category there in your programming. So you should know that type of category, because these type of categories are also in the inbuilt functions also. So for example, there is a one function clear screen, CLR, SCR, which is with the without argument, isn't it? So getCH is a function over there in C programming, which is without argument. Printf is a function which is with argument. Scanf is a function which is with argument. So these are in inbuilt also. These are in, user defined functions also. So we have defined all the four categories here. We just go through all the four categories here, and we just learn them with one program each, and we just clear the concepts. Okay, these are the four types of categories. Hope this content is useful to you and you have learned all the four categories, and they are very, very important when you are talking about interviews. In an interview, they can ask you the difference between all the four categories. They can say you to make the program on it. So you should have a clear and crystal knowledge of these things. And believe me, if you learn this in C programming, it will be easy for you to cop up in JS, in, you can say, in Python, or in any other programming, C# or Java. It will be very easy for you. If you are learning this in a one particular language, it will be easy for you in the other languages also. Hope this is clear to you now. If you really find my content is useful, put a thumbs up, subscribe my channel, and share this video with your friends. I'll meet you in the next channel and next video. Till then, take care. God bless you. Bye bye.